Another important mathematical aspect in the visual art is proportion. Proportion means two ratios are the same. It means that the ratio of certain features in the real objects will be the same as that in the painting. Here are many examples that make use of proportions in the visual art. Vitruvius was once to be a free citizen in the Roman Empire. He was multi-talented and he worked as an architect, engineer, and an author. In his De Architectura, which means 10 books of architecture, he said, "For if a man be placed flat on his back, with his hands and feet extended, and a pair of compasses centered at his navel, the fingers and toes of his two hands and feet will touch the circumference of a circle described therefrom. And just as the human body yields a circular outline, so too a square figure may be found from it." Can you imagine the picture that he described? Leonardo da Vinci, who was born 1,500 years after Vitruvius, drew the Vitruvian Man. The painting perfectly aligned with what Vitruvius suggested. Now we will introduce the most famous ratio, the golden ratio, in mathematics. Golden ratio, phi, is the length to width ratio 1 plus square root of 5 divided by 2 to 1, which is roughly 1.618 to 1. This is also known as the divine ratio. It is considered as the most pleasing rectangle, and it is closely related to the Fibonacci numbers. So how do we get this golden rectangle? So what we do is we start with the square, and then we cut it into a half, and then we will join to the diagonal of this half square here. Set AB as the radius, and then we construct this sector. Then the ratio of the length to the width will be the golden ratio. So we can construct many golden rectangles. So we see that in the middle, we have our square and our rectangle. Having this rectangle, we can construct another square here. So then here it is another golden rectangle. And then we construct another square here, and so on. Then we will have many golden rectangles. Right now, I would like you to pause this video and watch this YouTube video on Fibonacci numbers and golden ratio. But I would like to remind you that not everything in this video are correct. Many people thought that the ancient architects used the golden ratio to build the Parthenon. I would like to draw your attention that this may not be the case. It depends on how you put the golden rectangle to fit the architecture. Does it include the stairs? Due to weathering, the buildings right now may not be the same as before as well. So there are many reasons that we suspect that the ancient architects did not use golden ratios to build Parthenon. So let's get back to our Vitruvian Man. So there's some saying that if the ratio of the human height to the height of navel is golden ratio, then the human body looks good. Let's take a look at some real examples. So all these people in these two pictures have the same ratio. That means the ratio of the height of that person to the height of navel is golden ratio. So this happens across different genders and different ethnic origins. Do you think they all look the same, or do you think they all look good? Another popular ratio is square root 2 to 1. The way we do it is simple. We only need to keep dividing the rectangle into two halves. For example, the International Paper Size Standards. A1 is half of A0, A2 is half of A1, and so on. Let's take a look at Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. So if we fit square root of 2 to 1 into the picture, it seems like all the rectangles fits very well as well. So it actually depends on how you put the rectangle in the picture. Let's try the aspect ratio 16 to 9 to the School of Athens. It also fits very well. So basically, there are many articles on debunking some myth of the golden ratio. And your reading assignment this week is Misconceptions about the Golden Ratio. You should be able to find the PDF file in Moodle. Right now, I would like you to spend some time on this one. So this one is about how to use Fibonacci sequence to make art.